Our store, we take in donations of art supplies and construction supplies and fabric and all sorts of different things. Sorry about that. The problems of our current times. If you're not familiar with our store, you can come in and search for any sort of new craft supply you want to use, and our methods are a pay what you want, and it is all tax deductible. But what we're going to do today is we're going to make a reuse sun catcher. Here are some that I've got here. They also probably make really good cat toys if you can find the right place to hang them. So let's get started today. What you're going to need is an empty plastic bottle, markers, a pair of scissors, and a craft knife to start one cut with. You'll need a grown-up to help you with that. So first thing we've got is our plastic bottle. You can use any plastic bottle. The really lightweight plastic ones are the easiest ones to use, but you can use a soda bottle that's a little bit heavier or a bigger bottle like this one. Just any bottle you want to use that you can probably cut up. The first thing you're going to do is take the label off. And some labels don't come off all the way, but don't worry about it, we'll work with it. So the easiest way to do this is with a permanent marker. If you don't have permanent markers, we'll talk about other ways that you can do this. But I'm going to start with the permanent markers, and you can start the coloring and I'll talk about some of the other ways that we can do this. This one's I've already gotten started. You can see here, and I've just colored in the bands, but the pattern doesn't make any difference at all because we're going to cut it up, so it's going to look completely different. Here we just color on your bottle. I'm coloring on the stripes, but just any way you want to color on it. Hold on a minute, I found out that I have a technical problem. Nobody can hear me. Let me see what I can do.
No, it says they can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read at a distance, and that's not a distance I can see very well at. Okay, we're just going to color on this. While you work on coloring yours, I'll talk about a few different ways you can do this if you don't have permanent markers. If you only have a washable marker, you can do this, but it's a lot more difficult and it takes a little bit more time. If you can see here, I think you can see here, that the ink doesn't take very well from this. But if you use a little bit of sandpaper or an emery board on your bottle and rough up the surface a little, the washable ink will stick a lot more. It'll still be a very light color, but you will be able to see it. And you just keep coloring, and again, it doesn't matter how you color it, because we're going to cut it up in the end anyway. So you can do this if you only have washable markers. If you want to do another way, if you only have not washable markers, is you can use a coffee filter. And what you can do with that is just color on the coffee filter with your washable marker. Just anything, again, it doesn't matter because we're going to cut everything up. But if you're using a washable marker, what you can do is color on this and then spray it with a little water, and it'll run like watercolor, and that'll make you give you a nice soft look to it. And you'll end up with something that looks kind of like this. The other thing you can use, I have used, is the paper towel I've used to blot the watercolor, the washable markers up with. So, and that's what one of mine is. And this is just paper towel that I used to blot my other ones with. So that works really well too. I have one here. This is colored tape. It's some colored electrical tape and some clear tape. This one is the permanent markers, your Sharpie markers. And this lighter one is the water-based markers. So if you're going to use a paper, this is going to be really simple to do. I've got a little bit of watered down glue, and I see a question that says you don't have markers, a colored pen. I would think that it would work just fine if you used a colored pen on a coffee filter, especially if you have like a gel pen. That would probably run nicely. Anything that you could color with, you could actually, if you have it, if you have colored paper, this is just colored tissue paper that you could use, different colors in tissue paper that you could use. But once I've got my paper ready, I'm just going to tear it up into little pieces. Doesn't matter. And use some watered down white glue. It's just plain white glue. You'll notice I used the bottom of my bottle for my glue. Never let anything go to waste. I'm just going to paint some glue on here and kind of soften the paper down onto it. And that's all you have to do with this, is just keep on going until your bottle is as covered as you want it to be. And then you have to let it dry. That's the hard part with this, is you have to let it dry. One thing I did just discover with my ones with the paper is that after I glued it on, I thought, I wonder if I can just color on this with the washable marker. And you can just color on your paper with the washable marker. I don't know if you can see that. And then you can just spritz that on there, and that will kind of bleed your colors like watercolor there as well. Okay, there's a couple of ways you can do that. Now, if you want to go on to how to make it into the sun catcher itself, let me move some stuff. This is the only part you need a knife for, is to start one little cut right there at the bottom, and that's all you'll need that for. So these lightweight plastic water bottles are the easiest ones to work with. So you just cut the bottom off your bottle. Save that, you'll need it for something. And then just start cutting in a spiral. Trying to get this where you can see. Just spiraling all the way up. If you're using a heavier weight bottle, this can be a little more difficult to do. And you might find that it's harder to get a thin enough spiral going. But that's all you have to do, and it comes out like this. Now, this one that I did with a soda bottle that was a little bit heavier, what I did is I came back in and I cut these two pieces apart. So I have two stringers instead of just one. On your paper ones, you also might find that when you go to cut it, the paper starts to peel off just a little bit. And I just took a little bit of a glue stick and stuck that back down, and it seems to be working just fine. So you've got this, and you can hang it in your windows or hang it outside. Just the permanent marker ones outside. The other ones you'll need to leave on the inside. So let me Turnip Green Creative Reuse. It is, to me, the most wonderful place on earth. I love to do all sorts of different arts and crafts, and I can go in there and I can find supplies for just about anything. I made this bag out of scraps that I found, It's all Doctor Who. I found like 5 different little prints from a Doctor Who. And I made a patchwork bag out of this. But not just the shop is what we do. We also do after-school care. We do art programs in the libraries. We go to festivals and art shows and have booths where we work with kids and do a craft on site. We have classes in our store. We also always have a gallery store going. We always have a gallery show going. Right now, because we can't get out, it is all online. But normally you can go in and see art by professional artists and reuse artists. And there's also quite a variety of things in the store that you can buy that have been made from things that are in the store by people that work at the store or are donating to the store. I have quite a few things in there. Let me check and see what I need to do. All right. After you've got that, we're finished with our project, but let me thank you for coming to make art with us here today. Remember to support Turnip Green Creative Reuse. There should be information under the video for how you can donate. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. You can go to turnipgreencreativereuse.org. Right now, because we can't get out, we are doing a mail order business. So anything that you see on the Facebook page that hasn't been marked sold or on the Instagram, contact the store through the website. We also have craft kits for your children at home. Vast variety. We have creative artists. We have fabric. We have all sorts of different crafts that you can do at home while we're stuck inside, which is why I've been doing all of this. So keep up with us. We'll be back open, taking donations and serving the public in our store and back in the libraries and back in the schools if we get open before schools are over. And sorry. So the one thing I want to say is I'm here in Kentucky, been in Kentucky, and the Kentucky governor here always says something every day that I think we need to remember. We can get through this. We can get through this together. It is so important that we do the things we're supposed to be doing, and we're social distancing, and we're staying at home, and this will help us go a little bit less crazy while we're at home. Thank you.